I'm going to talk about probation a lot throughout, right? There's a few things I'm always going to talk about. I'm going to talk about not giving cops consent to search. I'm going to talk about probation. I'm going to talk about don't be on the phone, on at least the jail phones with your family, talking about your case because the prosecutors can listen to it. So you'll see recurring videos. But on this one, I want to discuss probation a bit. Don't be so quick to take probation, right? Don't be so quick to take probation. Probation is not easy. Probation is not easy. I have to be honest. I've never been convicted of a crime, but if tomorrow I was on probation and I had to do a 7-year probation, that wouldn't be easy because it changes your lifestyle. There's certain standard rules with probation, like no drinking or certain curfews, checking in with the officers. There's restrictions on when and how you can travel and getting permission. Life interferes at times and it conflicts with what your requirements are. And sometimes people take gambles and say, man, forget it. I'm just going to do this. And if I get caught, I get caught. Hopefully it'll just be a slap on the wrist. Probation is not easy. A lot of times people are initially relieved when they hear probation because it means no jail and no prison. But for some people, that's a worse situation. People always assume the default is probation is better than jail, right? And I'm here to tell you, in certain situations, that might not be the case. A 6-month jail sentence might be better for somebody than a 4-year probation. Or if a person didn't do it and they're faced with a crime in which they're saying they're innocent and they're offering probation instead of jail, you know, I would advise them, if you didn't do it, let's go to trial, right? If you feel like, you know, you didn't do it and you want your rights, let's fight. Let's push it some more. Because, you know, the prosecution will hang probation over your head like it's a benefit, but probation is not easy. It's not easy. The average person would have issues on probation. The average do-gooder, the person who's never been in trouble, tomorrow you put them on probation, there would be issues because you have another person who sometimes is dumber than you monitoring your life. I'm telling you, I used to be a probation and parole officer in Las Vegas, right? It's not always the brightest people, right? There were definitely people who I supervised that had more life experience and who were smarter than me, right? And you got this 24-year-old guy who's following these rules, telling you what you can do, right? So I'm speaking from experience here, right? It's not the easiest thing. Like, your life experience might not conflict with the person who's supervising you, right? And the person who's supervising you may assume certain things about you that aren't the case, but they're looking at the funnel or they're looking at their point of view from their job and what they have to do and not understanding the context of your life, right? So it's like, oh man, this guy, I don't know about this guy, when he just doesn't understand your life experience, right? Because that's what a probation officer is tasked to do. Monitor and supervise your life at the core of it, right? Do we want people to go back to prison? No. When I was a probation officer, that's not a thing I went for. I had a supervisor who was really hard on people, who assumed everybody was messing up. And I would push back against that sometimes, but he had a different mandate. My supervisor was like, nah, if they did something, they're probably doing something else. Right? And that just makes your life more difficult. So probation, don't always jump for that. That could also sometimes be a worse situation. It's not easy. Probation is not easy. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Probation is not always a quick fix, right? It's not always a quick fix.